Hello, and welcome back to Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. I'm your host, Jaramis. Well, during the spring of 1112, Empress Alea decides to move on from Argeron and travel to Amprela. During the summer, Shibal Zumr in the far south has been laid siege to by the Khuzait, with whom the Kharadic Empire had entered into a temporary truce. But the truce has since dissolved and, well, a siege has occurred. The Empress has chosen to go to Amprela. While there, her daughter Adinea has reached the age of 5 and needs her guidance. Adinea is now old enough to play independently with the other children of the estate. You are particularly struck by how she wins wrestling matches. Children play rough, and this child is usually the one who winds up on top in any tussle. Adinea spends time by herself as well, frequently. Fighting mock battles. Your child spends most of her free time fighting imaginary monsters with her wooden toy sword. Her tutor continues to remark on Adinea's progress, commending her social skills. Your child is blessed with strong and sonorous voice, making her seem older and wiser than her years. At the same time, Alea, unconcerned with the siege to the south, decides to participate in a local tournament. Oh, I didn't move out in time. Now, I'm sure many of you have been wondering what exactly I'm doing with this playthrough. Well, the truth is, I'm trying to have a relatively peaceful reign for Empress Alea. I'm going to leave the fighting of the enemy to her vassals. While this is going on, I'm going to try and upgrade her children and her niece and nephew if she lives long enough to do that. Once her successor is chosen, that's when things are going to go poorly for the Kharadic Empire. Or at least that's the plan, anyway. Things might not turn out that way. Anyway, I will continue on and come back to you all a bit later. See you then. Ah, hello again, my friend. The siege of Shibal Zumr did not last very long. After a day or two, the Khuzait simply abandoned the siege, as these rebels often do. In the winter of 1112, Luvina reaches the age of 14 and asks for her aunt's guidance. At her 14th birthday, you gave Luvina a special present. You've seen her treasure it and believe it will shape who she is. You gave her a well-balanced sword. When you pick up this blade, you can almost feel it dance in your hand. Its edge can cut through a stout pole or a human hair drifting on the wind. In adolescence, she began to take on serious responsibilities and compete with adults as a near equal. She managed to win a race. She won a friendly horse racing competition and was rewarded with a magnificent saddle. Outside events also intruded upon Luvina's adolescence. You believe she was particularly shaped by enemy incursions. This event increased her skills in athletics and riding. War was never too far away. On more than one occasion, Luvina spotted foes on the horizon and needed to ride away as quickly as possible. Clearly, attempts were made upon the royal family of Kharadia during this time. In any event, I've yet more documents to look over, so I shall come back to you a bit later. See you then, my friend. Ah, there you are, my friend. I've gone over some of the court records, and the Dey Tihr clan died out in 1113. Fernhard, the leader of the clan, was 55 years of age. With his death, so too died his clan. Even Kalissa, his daughter, somehow died. How strange. Clearly it was an assassination attempt. As a result, the ownership of Pravend passed over to Empress Alea. In addition, Alea gifted Lochana Castle, a fief which she owned, to one of her lords. Lek of the Vagiroving clan. In any event, I've yet more documents to look over, so I shall see you a bit later. Good day, my friend. Ah, there you are, my friend. During the autumn of 1113, Alea's nephew Claudius reaches the age of 14 and needs her guidance. At his 14th birthday, you gave Claudius a special present. You've seen him treasure it and believe it will shape who he is. You gave him a finely carved game board. Each piece is a work of art. Even without an opponent, one could set it up and gaze upon it for hours, contemplating moves and counter-moves. In adolescence, he began to take on serious responsibilities and compete with adults. As near equals, he managed to defeat his fencing instructor. After many tries, he successfully beat his tutor, fair and square, during sparring. Outside events also intruded as Claudius's intruded on Claudius's adolescence. You believe he was particularly shaped by enemy incursions. This event increased his skill in athletics and riding. War was never too far away. On more than one occasion, Claudius spotted foes on the horizon and needed to ride away as quickly as possible. Assassination attempts have become more frequent, it would seem, against the Vesuvian clan. In any event, I've yet more documents to look over, so I pray you will excuse me. Good day, then. Ah, there you are, my friend. Apparently, during the winter of 1114, Empress Alea's niece, Luvina, reaches the age of 16 and needs her aunt's guidance. Eventually, it was time for the child to travel far from home. You sent the young woman away as a squire. You asked your best warrior to take her under his wings and make sure she got the taste of battle without being seriously harmed. Before Luvina left, you asked your warrior to make sure that the young woman learns to inspire the soldiers. While there were few military feats to accomplish, Luvina still became quite popular among the troops and improved their morale in the process. When she returns, Luvina tells you the story of how she won a tournament that even increased her skill in polearm. I was hoping that by the time she was 16 I could assign her as a governor to one of my fiefs. Oh well, it's fine. She'll be all grown up soon, her and her brother Claudius. In any event, I've yet more documents to look over. I shall see you a bit later, my friend. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. During the summer of 1115, Alea's daughter Adinea reaches the age of 8 and asks for her mother's guidance. Between 1110 and 1120, much of Empress Alea's time is spent raising the children of her clan. Adinea, now at an age when it is customary to assign a well-born child a tutor, you decide to entrust her to your steward. The steward is in charge of running the day-to-day affairs of your estate. Your child should learn early how people and supplies are managed. You felt that your child should learn first and foremost how to manage the family property and govern your retainers. It is important that the child of the clan learns about the goods and their prices. That kind of understanding will be useful for all her life. Your steward is happy with the child's progress. He informs you that she shows some natural talent in charm. Everything is easier when people are pleased by your presence. Proper grace and etiquette will be useful, even among enemies. In any event, I've yet more documents to look over, so I shall see you a bit later, my friend. Ah, there you are. Well, I've been looking over more documents, and it seems that Claudius, in the autumn of 1115, reaches the age of 16 and asks for his aunt's guidance. Eventually, it was time for the child to travel far from home. You sent the young man away as You sent the young man away to find his own way. You remember your freebooting days fondly. You want Claudius to experience life as you did. Before Claudius left, you encouraged him to see as much of the world as he could. Gripped by wanderlust, the child rode from freezing woods of Sturgia to the blazing Nahassa. When he returns, Claudius tells you the story of how he did some honest work. That event increased his skill in smithing. Claudius found work with an artisan for a season, keeping his high birth a secret. In any event, I've more documents to look over, so I shall see you a bit later, my friend. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. I've found something quite interesting in the archives this time. In the summer of 1116, Meritor dies of old age. Meritor was an Archon of the Khuzait Empire and died of natural causes at the age of 52. He was reputed to be cautious but trustworthy. It would seem that Alea needs to find a new husband. Another particularly interesting thing is that Meritor not only had a child in Adinea and Nemos, but Adinea and Nemos also had a half-brother named Caribos from Meritor's first marriage. He is currently being raised by his relatives in the Dionikos clan. So there's that. There have been many deaths, mostly of natural causes, over the years. In any event, I've yet more work to do, so I shall see you later, my friend. After the death of Meritor, however, Empress Alea decides to look for a new consort. Not much is spoken of the consort, so I've yet more research to do, so I shall see you a bit later. See you then. Ah, there you are, friend. During the summer of 1116, Empress Alea finds a particular person from the Julios clan, who happens to be all the way over in Galend. The man in question is Sinor. He's 20 years of age. He's daring and merciful. Although he is far younger than the Empress, not even half her age, she feels that by taking him as a consort, after her own death, he is of an age with her niece and nephew, and can help them in their endeavours even after she is gone. In addition, she's looking for a young man to satisfy her. Or so her journal claims. I would not dream of suggesting things. While at Galend, Alea participates in the tournament. In the end, it is the Empress who wins in the final round of the tournament. After the tournament, she goes to the keep, where she encounters Sinor.
Your Highness, allow me to introduce myself.
Oh yes, please go on.
I am Sinor, of the House Julios. Though one should not be too proud of one's lineage, I am glad to say that we have always taken seriously our duty to protect the common folk of the Empire. You have my allegiance.
There's something I'd like to discuss. My lord, I note you have not yet taken a wife.
Yes, we are considering offers. These things are not to be rushed into.
I wish to offer you my hand in marriage.
We are considering many offers. You may certainly add your name to the list. We will meet from time to time, as is the custom, to see if we are right for each other. I hope to see you again soon. Your Highness. So, when is it?
I'm glad we've had the chance to spend some time together.
Yes, it's good to have a chance to get to know each other. They say you've travelled widely. Such terrible times we live in. So much hardship. What do you think of what you've seen?
What can I say? It's a beautiful world, but full of so much suffering.
Yes, you might be right. Between your followers, your rivals, and your enemies, you must have met a lot of interesting people.
I'm just honoured to have fought alongside comrades who thought nothing of shedding their blood to keep me alive.
I see. Some people say you will go far. Suppose you were to rise to a position of power. What would you do?
I'll make sure those who stuck their necks out for me, who sweated and bled for me, get their due.
Yes, you might be right. Well, it seems we have a fair amount in common. Perhaps we can talk more when we meet again.
Immediately after the tournament at Galend, Sinor feels no reason to remain inside of the town. Instead, he travels to Jalmaris to participate in their tournament. Empress Alea follows and decides to meet the man who will become her future husband. Now let's go see. Gang leader needs weapons. Why not? Go on. I'll bring you 30 tools. Here's your cargo. Thank you. One thing I have been doing while I've been off screen whenever I happen to be traveling is I collect soldiers into my party and I give about 100 or so to garrisons of other lords I pass by. Whenever I do that, if they're above recruit and I throw in around 100 into a vassal garrison, it gives me about 100 influence, which is why I have 33,000 influence right now. So, you know, good tip for anyone who's looking for influence. I think if you throw in 100 recruits, it will increase your influence as well, though not quite as much. Anyway, 69 soldiers. Go find Sinor. Let's talk.
My lady, you're as lovely as ever. So then, what is it?
Perhaps we should discuss a future together.
Yes, I've been thinking about that. I insist that my wife conduct herself according to the highest standards.
I am a woman of my word. I hope that is sufficient.
I'm happy to hear that. I think you should try to win my family's approval.
I can only hope that they will come to know my loyalty and they will accept me.
I'm happy to hear that. Yes, I think I would be honoured to accept your proposal. Padmos, as head of our family, needs to give his blessing. There are usually financial arrangements to be made.
And so the Empress is engaged in the autumn of 1116. She quickly summons Padmos of the Julios clan to herself. Unfortunately, he's already in another army. So the Empress decides to go seek him out, rather than displease Sarandanon. In any event, I've yet more documents to look over. But before that, the Empress participates in the tournament at Remarries. When I was playing as Bartimus, I did not give Alea the best skill in bow. I gave her a slow draw, so she's not very good. But that's fine. The army is way up there. Anyway, I'll come back to you guys when I finally find the leader of the Julios clan. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. During the autumn of 1116, Alea comes to Sarandinon's army in the hopes of finding Padmos of the Julios clan.
Your Highness, I await your orders. So, what is it?
I wish to discuss the final terms of my marriage with Sinor.
Very well then. Splendid. Let us conduct the ceremony then.
And during that autumn, Sinor married Alea. And because Sinor was not leading a party himself, I don't have to wait very long to get him to do what he needs to do. Go to one of my fiefs. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. See you then.